If we want to add the three numbers 46.7, 0.89, and 15, we have to do one thing with decimals. When we're adding decimal points, the key to it is to line up the decimal points vertically. That means put the decimal points on top of each other. So I'm going to write these three numbers vertically with the decimal points. 15 doesn't have a decimal point, so what I'm going to do is add a decimal point to it at the end of the number. So 15 point. So for whole numbers, we add a decimal point at the end or behind the whole number. So I'm going to write these vertically. 46.7. And then under it 0.89, the decimals lined up, and then 15 point. Now one technique is to add zeros as placeholders. So I can put some decimals straight down, so that decimal point, once they're all lined up, the decimal point goes straight down. And then I'm going to add zeros as placeholders. You can add them in front and in back so that they're all kind of square. So then add as if they were whole numbers. Carry as needed. 6, 7, plus 5 is 12. And so we end up with 62.59, or 62 and 59 hundredths. Subtracting is very similar. Same idea, line up the decimal points. But for subtracting, those zero placeholders are very important. Let's look at 402 minus 35.21. So when we're subtracting, we want to put the bigger number on top. Again, if there is no decimal point, we add it. So we'll say 402 decimal point, and then 35.21 with the decimal points right on top of each other. Now for subtracting, we have to add those zeros because we usually end up borrowing. So we can't borrow from the zeros. We can't do 0 minus 1. So we're actually going to go all the way to the 2 to borrow. This is called subtracting across zeros. When we do that, we make it a 10, cross it out, make it a 9. So we have 10 minus 1 is 9, 9 minus 2 is 7. Decimal point comes straight down. 1 minus 5 can't do. Can't borrow from the 0, so we go to the 4. So now we have 11 minus 5, which is 6. And then 9 minus 3, which is 6. And the 3 just comes straight down. So we end up with 366.79.